today's world of Skype, Zoom, and Google Meets, how do you get to know if your manager is happy or unhappy with you? Why do you need to know? Why not? With so much of uncertainties around us, organization dynamics every day changing, isn't it important to know what the organization is thinking, which is represented through the manager? I would like to think so. But it was much easier in the past, though maybe not so easy at the same time. First time when I heard my manager saying he was unhappy with me, it was in my annual appraisal. And I was wondering, dude, what were you doing all the last 12 months? I didn't dare to tell him that though. But then, maybe it was not 12 months. The signs were there daily, which maybe I missed. For example, my peers always used to say, hey, I had a chat with him yesterday, and every day it looked like my peers were conversing with him, whereas I didn't have any such daily conversations. 2, I could see many of my colleagues having lunches, dinners with him, and I rationalized that saying maybe, it's a non-vegetarian's club and I didn't belong there. And 3, reviews. My reviews were always the longest, and I thought maybe, we are more articulate, more engaging, things like that. The most important telling factor were about the presentations in collective meetings. Mine was always the last. Alphabetically, I always thought I was somewhere in the middle. But the other factor which now when I look back, it tells me is about leave applications. Whenever I used to apply for leave, I had to send follow-ups, nudge, and then get approvals. Maybe I'm over-imagining, I don't know. But when I think about the managers who I thought were happy with me, it was completely the opposite. There were drinks, there were movies, a lot of chit-chat about our personal lives, things like that. And also when I was a manager who was having a team and there were a few people whom I liked more or I was happy about, the same thing used to happen, more socializing. And in fact, asking people to take a leave when they didn't even ask for it or didn't want for it, So things like that. So I can relate to that. But I wonder today, in today's world, if our manager is unhappy, how would we know that? And when I asked around, certain things that came across to me is, somebody said, oh, today, getting no response on a WhatsApp. Emails going, not responded to. And the most telling factor which somebody told me was, a manager who always used to come on a video call, the day he or she had to give a tough feedback, video is off in the name of bandwidth. So it's easy without looking to the eye, I can say whatever I want to. And some of them are saying, there are reviews now in the morning to catch up and evening. So in a way applying pressure. So the manager is not happy. So the signs are there in a different form today as I'm getting to understand. So I want to ask you today, if you can leave a comment there and let me know whether you are getting those signs or you are the kinds who ignore those signs. Let me know what you think.